Most people know what they are, but can you tell people why you should get an inspection and what you look for? So the good news is you're buying a house with a swimming pool. The bad news is it turns out to be in your crawl space. I'm fortunate enough to be here today with my friend, Brad Clark, owner of A Buyer's Choice Inspections here in Nanaimo. Brad's one of the busiest guys, so we're really happy he took some time out today. We're going to talk about inspections. Most people know what they are, but can you tell people why you should get an inspection and what you look for?
Yeah, I mean, home inspections, obviously it's a biased opinion, but I think it's critical. My background is a general contractor, and when I got into the industry, I really quickly found out that I know nothing about inspecting homes. It was a lot of learning and a steep learning curve at that. What I always tell people is that we earn our money on our inspection based on getting in the tough areas that you guys can't see just on your walkthrough, your cursory walkthrough through the house when you're looking to make an offer on a house, right? We get into the dark recesses of those crawl spaces. We get into every nook and cranny in the attic. You know, we get on the roofs. We get into all those areas that you can't do, you know, whether it's for licensing or, you know, the homeowner's not going to let you pull off the panel while you're there for a home inspection or, you know, just looking at their house. That's why, in my opinion, it's super important to get a home inspection, because we've got the, you know, the muscle memory, the reps on doing these inspections. That tight amount of time, we can focus in on the areas that are going to come up. You know, you're looking to see, where's my furniture going to go? Where are my kids going to play? And I'm looking at, where's the water coming in from your roof, right? So that's why it's so important.
Getting an inspection is one of the things I would always recommend.
Yeah.
It's give or take $700. You're buying the biggest purchase of your life. You want to know what you're getting. Whether it's an old home, new home, I would always encourage finding a pro. So we're coming into Halloween here. What are some of the spookiest things you've ever found and horribly gone wrong with inspection?
I personally have some really funny ones, you know, like an older house, you know, 125-year-old house. You really had to like squeeze yourself into this attic and go through, you know, like move around the framing. And I came around, you know, 2 different shifts in the framing, and I get to the far corner of it. You know, I didn't see it at first, but I really, you know, like really focused in on it. It turns out it's this wasp nest, and it's this big. And I'm sitting there in my head in a split second. I'm like, I guess this is where I'm jumping through the ceiling, eh? And it's just one of those things. And since I've seen, you know, numerous of them, thankfully, you know, it was a dormant one. Yeah, there's just some funny ones.
Sounds horrible.
Yeah.
On the flip side of that, have you ever had one that was just 100% good? I know they don't come up often.
I appreciate good construction. I really do. I'm a huge advocate of the trades. I think they're, you know, just in general, hardworking people. And when I see a nice house that's been, you know, properly built and on top of that, well-maintained, like, I just give people the tip of the cap.
What are 2 of the things that set A Buyer's Choice apart from other inspection companies here in BC?
Our team on the island, everybody does have a construction background. We are a franchise across Canada. Not everybody has a construction background. However, we've decided that as a business model, we want to at least have people that have a construction background. And that's a jumping off point. I feel that I can teach them how to do this, but having that construction background for us has been an important key to getting a jumping off point.
I will say, as a realtor, that it's very important to pair the inspector you choose with the client you're representing. As you mentioned, some inspectors have a tendency to make everything a little on the Armageddon side, and if I have first-time buyers who are already nervous about the process, that may not be the fit I want. If they're seasoned buyers, seasoned construction people themselves, we can just lay that out, but it's important to have somebody who can communicate well the information and keep the deal on track. We're actually at a house right now that Brad inspected for one of my favorite clients 2 years ago. We're just going to do a quick walk around, show you some of the things that Brad helped point out then. Let's go.
Okay. This is one of my, you know, originally I come from Alberta, right? So when I first moved here and I saw that all of these driveways were sloping in towards the house is generally lower than the grading on one side of the house, stadium seating, so to speak. So when you've got the driveway that has a natural slope down into the property, you want to ensure that you have this nice trench drain here. And that's important. Now we do see a bunch of needles on here. So even though the trench drain is here, it still requires some maintenance. And if you don't have it on your driveway, definitely worthwhile having somebody look and giving you a quote to see what it would cost to do this to prevent any water coming into your property. So what we have here, this isn't what you would see on a normal residential application. This is a transformer. Okay, so, you know, step up, step down system. But this is going to, what I'm trying to point to here is just like workmanship, right? When you see workmanship like this is what you would see on a commercial application. And I also just wanted to bring you to one of the most spectacular views that I've seen in Nanaimo. And one of the reasons that I still think this is paradise, and making the move here 4 years ago was the best thing my family ever did. So we're standing here in front of the heat pump systems here. So what you want to look for when you come inside here is a 6-inch reversing valve. It looks like a brass hot dog. If it's not there, it's an air conditioner. Generally speaking, when you see a unit that's about this size, taller than my waist, it's probably going to be a heat pump, because they have to be sized for heating or cooling. Air conditioners, when it's simply an air conditioning unit, they're much smaller. Exterior siding clearance. Ideally, I would love to see this, where we've got 6 inches of clearance from, you know, the walking surface to any siding. And then against the door sill here, that's an important piece there. Okay, even though they've got trim that's a little bit lower, those are good details that you want to look for.
Hey, Brad.
Yes.
Why is it important that plants should not be up against the side of a house?
Well, if I was emperor for the day, you would have to keep all your vegetation away from the house. You would have to have 4 feet of concrete around the entire perimeter of your house, similar to this. If you want to keep the vegetation up against your house, you have to accept the risks of what that can be. That is, lessens the drying potential of your exterior cladding. It's a possibility of wood destructive insects getting into the framing of the house. And if you have tall vegetation that gets up to a roof line or a gutter space, I call those rat ladders. So for me, vegetation, stay away.
So one of the things I like best about Buyer's Choice, besides the great inspections they do, they have some fantastic other services as sort of a package. Brad, can you just kind of talk quickly about those?
Yeah, you bet. So currently right now, I offer the wet inspections, which is wood energy transfer technology. So for all wood burning appliances, and then 2 of our other partners on the team are going to be taking their certification this December. But we also offer perimeter drain scoping. In the new year, we're going to be rolling out sewer pipe scoping, and we also do commercial inspections. So yeah, a bunch of ancillary services. We also do radon and air quality survey as part of our ancillary services and products for, you know, giving people as much knowledge about the home as they can get.
Brad's super busy. I appreciate your time today.
Yeah,
as always, Brad's become one of our go-to inspectors for most of the realtors in Nanaimo. I think we all know and love you. Where can people find you for more information?
Yeah, well, thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure. If you're looking to book a home inspection or get more information, I would suggest you go to abuyerschoice.com/Nanaimo.
I've been Rob Freeman with Stonehaus Realty. As always, if you've liked the content today, make sure you subscribe below for the next one. Thanks for watching.